Hello everybody! In today's LEGO City update, I'm going to be going over what I've accomplished in my live streams since the last LEGO City update. Just past the farmer's market, there is a new hill section. Before, it was just this little hiking hill which started going past the bathrooms at the beach, past the soccer field, and then up the hill past the waterfall. But now I wanted to extend the hill all the way across my table, so now it's 4 feet long. It's going to eventually go about 6 feet up the wall, like about right there, and have a hiking hill area that continues this way. And then over here will be a skiing and snowboarding area. But now down towards the ground is a gold mine. So you can travel through this cobblestone area into the gold mine, and then the gold mine will open up back here, having a very large open area with a full mining operation. There is also a dwarf right here. It says keep out because this dwarf is mining inside of there and he doesn't want other people to take his gold. Squidward the clone is right here because since the last city update, a UFO has crashed into my hill and started on fire. Some people say Squidward the clone is the evil alien, or we actually don't know if he's evil, but he might just be an alien. And this is the UFO that crashed. Obviously, the grandpa and grandson are very concerned as to what happened. And there are a few other updates in that area because this guy here is wearing a UFO costume. He looks really funny. Let me grab him here. See, he's got like a star pattern on his shirt, which makes it look like he's just a head with a UFO on it. And so that's kind of a little funny touch that I've added because he heard about the crashed UFO. The back of the hill also looks really interesting because I've had to use all different colors to support this hill. A really tricky thing is if you notice this line right here, it's because this is a separate base plate compared to this base plate and that base plate. So that if I ever have to move my city, I can simply disconnect this line right here, which is just Technic bricks there and there, which now that I'm noticing that, I should cover that up. But that will allow this whole board here to separate out. But going back to the back of the hill, thankfully, my brother used to make the Eiffel Tower, and he had all of these 2x2 big beam pieces, and that has really helped when he donated them to me because now it's way easier to build the hill up. Then obviously I also installed a board up here because I don't want to build 50 studs tall just to start the structure and then another 20 studs for the hill. So I just put in a nice piece of plywood up top. Going over to my city area, there's also a few new things. There's this new rock cliff face down by the harbor. So this originally was going to be the harbor, but now it's simply going to be just a cliff face. There's a medieval convention happening. I still have to get a few white tiles, but there's a lot of fun minifigures. Here's an orc from one of the, let me pick them up better, one of the Knights Kingdom genres of Lego. There is a Urkai right there, Gimli's right here, and yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of fun to add that medieval convention. There's also a rock climber on the wall and a fisherman. One more last thing about the black snow lore. Here is a Clint smuggler, and if you don't know what Clint is, it's black snow, which is very rare in this part of the city. Now, this Golden Gate Bridge was in the last update, but I've also added these little clips. Now, these clips here are going, of course, already attached, but they're going to be attached to some more yellow strands that are going to be vertical cabling. Now, of course, right now it looks a little bit silly because it's all bent funny, but eventually I'm going to have it straightened out and it's going to make the whole entire bridge look like it has a whole bunch of cables. Here's all the dioramas that I've been working on. There's a full video on that, of course, in my YouTube channel. But the last thing I built is a gas station for this area. So this gas station has a roof. I made it kind of look like a BP gas station because of the color scheme of green and yellow. And then here is the counter checkout counter, and then all of the typical things that you'd find at a gas station. So that sums up the harbor area and the new things in the harbor area. The last new section that I finished is the roof of the Italian restaurant. Now you can look inside and you can see it's completely finished. I really like the roof of the Italian restaurant. It's a whole bunch of 1x2 lock pieces attached together to make it look like a clay roof. But anyway, on the inside, there's a bar section here. There's some different foods, meatball, eggs, carrot, pizza, and a big egg. Oh, this is a dinner roll, not an egg, sorry. So then that's the egg. And then there's also the kitchen back here. During COVID, they added this drive-up window. So there's actually a little drive-up window there. But I just really like how it turned out. Another new section in my city is over here. I ended up converting a 2-lane road into a 1-lane road right along here. And that allowed me to put a little strip mall in. There's a gym up top here. There is a bakery. There's a shake shop. There's Batman's gun shop. There's a Mandalorian going in. There's some swords upstairs and some guns downstairs. There's an engineering firm here. There's a barber shop with her house above. And there's an accounting firm. Now, all of these buildings look really small, but in reality, they all extend back like this, similar to how my other large MOCS look. But because I didn't have room on the table, I had to make a cross section of these buildings. I still think it looks nice and it adds some more character to this street, whereas before, it was simply just greenery and a large road. One thing that I dislike about my city is that there's too many gray roads, in my opinion. So I wanted to make one big main street and then some smaller side streets over here. Now this might eventually also become a 1-lane road, but I'll have to see. 2 new completely custom mock buildings are the hospital, which I'm working on, and a toy shop. Both of them will look really nice and be 16 studs wide by 32 studs long. I'm also trying to develop this area of my city, and I don't know what to put here. Someone let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see in this section here. Some people say they want to see a department store or like an Amazon warehouse for goods or whatever, but let me know what you think. This new section of my city is going to be developed next, and it's going to have the gas station, a car dealership, a nuclear power plant, and a few other fun details and buildings like an office building and other, I believe, a mattress building and all sorts of other things that you guys suggested. And thank you so much for suggestions. I love hearing them. And yeah, that summarizes the LEGO City update since the last update. So thank you so much for watching. And remember to join my live streams because that's when I build a lot of these fun MOCS and custom builds. So I really look forward to seeing you guys every night. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.